day 15. Officially day 15, and there was no day 14, was there? No, because I did no recording yesterday, even though I should have, because I was riding in, I don't remember what, Costa Mesa maybe, or Westminster, I don't remember which, but I was rolling up through an intersection, well, not quite to the intersection. Light turned yellow. I probably could have gone through it, but I'm on a bike and I didn't have any luggage or anything, so it's pretty light, so I was on the brakes. Kind of hard, but not too bad. And then I heard some tires squeal, and I got hit in the back by something. Nothing touched the bike. Didn't knock me over, just hit my left shoulder. And then there's this F350 parked next to me with a gooseneck trailer. Yeah, I guess this guy figured I was going through the lights and he was going to go through them too. And anyway, couldn't stop in time and swerve, thankfully. I didn't even see what happened because he was behind me. And missed me. And his mirror hit me in the shoulder. It's crazy. That's probably the closest I've ever been to being hit by a vehicle when I was on my bike. Anyway, nothing happened, thank goodness. He was obviously pretty apologetic, and we were both glad that I didn't get hurt. So what else? So yesterday I also went to Rottweiler Performance, and like I said before, that my bike has been running pretty bad, around 3,000 RPM, stumbling and popping a bit. So I took it there, and they installed auto-tune to piggyback onto my power commander. So basically, if you don't know what auto-tune is, it's like a dual band fuel regulator. You put sensors into each header pipe to read the, basically like oxygen sensors or whatever, and then you can read each cylinder, whether it's rich or lean or whatever. And then the auto tune, which is hooked up to the power commander, will make adjustments. So on top of that, I got them to do an oil change for me, is awesome. And then also this the guy who started Rottweiler Performance, Chris, I explained to him what was going on with my bike and how I was running, and so he, after installing the auto-tune, he took a look with the computer to see, you know, what the readings were from each cylinder, and he wrote it a few times, made some adjustments. He said he adjusted some stuff that most people don't touch, so I don't actually know what that is. And it's just running so smooth. If you've watched my video after I got the dyno tune, it's smoother than that. Like, this bike was running really smooth after the dyno tune, but that was with no mid-pipe baffle. And then I think the issue was, what was causing it to run so rough was I put in that mid-pipe baffle before I went on my trip. Yeah, so that changed how it was running in those RPMs. Also, like some people have said in a couple groups online and some forums that have seen my dyno results, and as well as what Chris said, the guy who did my dyno tune did a terrible job. So he sorted that out. He took out some negative values, I guess, that were kind of all over the place. And yeah, it's running way better. A lot smoother. It's got better power and torque at the lower RPMs. is Idlewild, I guess. It's kind of a cool looking place. Yeah, so my route today, it was actually shown to me and planned out by Chris and Dave at Rottweiler Performance. They kind of told me about some roads and said I should go up here and check it out, and that's what I've been doing, and it's been really good. Cool little town. So yeah, today has been a good day. Kind of a bit of a detour as I'm just about to start my way north. I was planning on heading full out north today, but then yeah, they told me about these roads and places I should see, so I thought, hey, I'm here, better take advantage, because I don't know when I'm gonna have my bike down here again. So thanks to Rottweiler Performance for sorting out my bike and giving me a great route to ride today. What a great bunch of guys there and girls. Everybody that works there was really fantastic yesterday. They helped me out a lot. They explained to me their whole operation there and showed me around. I got to check out their own bikes. They've got a 701 Enduro and a 1290 Super Duke 17 model, which he's just putting on BSD rims, which, oh man, they look nice. But yeah, Chris, the guy who started that place, has so much past experience in racing, whether it's dirt bikes or vehicles, you know, Baja racing, that kind of stuff. I mean, they do exhaust for, oh, they explained it to me, the performance group that like builds performance Porsches, they do exhaust for them. They have a contract for that. You know, they've got some great machining there they do there, and they've got some great minds behind what they do too. You know, they're not just messing around. They're not just saying, hey, let's just make an airbox for the KTMs because we think it will breathe better. They're actually putting in the research and development to make sure that what they're doing is making the bikes better. And if you ever put one of their airboxes on your bike, then you know it's true and you know it makes a difference. I got to hear, you know, a little bit about what they did for was it Chris Fillmore and his Pikes Peak bike, you know, and how they tuned it. It's actually very similar to what they've done to mine now. They installed auto-tune. They installed auto-tune on a switch so they could shut it off, because I guess, well, KTM and Chris were, you know, Chris obviously wanted to run their stuff. I guess KTM was a little apprehensive. Well, of course they want their bikes to win with only KTM branded stuff, but anyway. So they installed everything and they threw on auto-tune with a switch so they could shut it off. And they told them, hey, if ever you don't like what the bike is doing, if you feel like it's, you know, not performing the way it should, hit that switch, turn it off, and see if that was the issue, if that was the problem. And I guess that was never the problem. They had always ran great, and they really liked what they did with their bike. So, and obviously it worked well. Yeah, because he demolished the record for that hill climb on a bike. So pretty cool stuff. I'm really impressed with those guys. I'm really happy with my decision to get a Rottweiler airbox. When I bought it, I had been trying to decide whether I should get Moto Hooligan or Rottweiler. After learning what I've learned from talking to those guys, there's not even a question anymore. This is definitely the way to go. You know, if you're out there and you're thinking about getting one for your bike, all you got to do is call and talk to them and find out a little bit of history, and you see they know what they're doing. You know, I've had a few people ask me about rain conditions. You know, it's the air filter's pretty open in the front, and you know, so are you worried about getting rain in there? I've ridden in the rain, it's never been an issue myself. Chris was telling me about, he's actually, with his adventure bike, he actually had a garden hose and turned it on and like poured water onto the air filter, and for quite a few minutes before it actually started to splutter a little bit, you know, and that was like a full-on stream from a garden hose. And it never killed, like, the bike never stopped running. It started to, you know, sputter a little bit because it started to get a little bit of moisture eventually. He said it took quite a few minutes, which is a long time. That's a lot of water. I'm pretty sure you're safe. Keep right. Am I good? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm on the back side of the whole trip now. I'm gonna be heading north, no more south. The farthest south I got was about, well, I saw a sign with traffic said 54 minutes to the Mexico border. So I got way down here. I'm up to 4,200 miles. My trip so far. Should be getting up to about 7,000 miles by the time I get back. It's my guess, somewhere around there. This is probably the most kilometers I've done on a bike trip in my life. This is a beautiful area. Wow. California is such a cool state. It varies so much. People are actually this is probably the best state for motorcycles. They're so courteous. I mean, you gotta watch out for crazy drivers still too, of course, but when you're riding through the mountains or in the canyons, people always pull over, let you go by. When you're splitting lanes down the interstate, well, some of them, probably about no, not even 50%, but some of them will actually move out of your way, like pull over a little bit, give you space to go in between lanes. So really, it's probably one of the most motorcycle friendly places I've ever been.